Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Yeah, I didn't provide yesterday a little bit as expected. I didn't provide the full analysis, but that's something I'm going to do next Saturday. So I will provide next Saturday a full analysis, and yeah. I just arrived a little bit as expected, much later, and today I had my very early my first business meetings. A little bit tired today, but however, it's part of the job. Well, if you remember the boxes here, we have one here, we had another here, and we have another here, and I said, it looks like distribution, so they push up, distribute, go down, buy the dip, push up, distribute, down, push up, distribute, down. And in my opinion, it's not absolutely clear at the moment if the box, this current one, is correct, or we need to adapt a little bit. So that means that, that would be the current box and we are still in the box. Now that's a big question, if that's the case or not. We will check, because the POC there is a little bit higher, and so I don't think that's the case. I think it break out once again. It's just lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, and in my opinion, what should happen is down afterwards. But that's something we will see. We had the breakout, and afterwards they retraced a lot. I really don't know what they are doing. It looks sometimes really it's just one person trading the whole time. But however, it is what it is. We will check. At the moment, I'm longing and shorting, longing more than shorting at the moment, expecting we can go hitting 16,900 before we can go down once again, but that's something we need to see together. If we can find something that makes sense, and to figure out what could be, the next possible trend. But at the moment, it doesn't look great, in my opinion. So, weights ratio 30 days moving average. Well, it seems, and I was wrong, it's declining more, and declined more just because of that here. And that was beginning of November. It makes sense when it's at 30 days moving average, then it takes a little bit more. So from here, it should go up once again, hitting, hitting 48, something like. And the weights ratio 1 day time frame looks still bearish. So it's not that bearish, but we are still maintaining a level that's relatively high. So above 40 at the moment. Yesterday 47, and just before we were at 60 and above. So that's still too high, indicating we are not done here, it seems. And from here, I would expect to go up once again. As mentioned, we did 56, so I think we will go up hitting 49 or something. That would be here to go up, and we will need to track that, because as mentioned, it looks still too high in my opinion. If we take a line, we can see, for example, here, it's lifting up. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, also here I wouldn't expect anything big, because once again it looks very like distribution. In general, the trend once again is, it's indicating we are making higher lows here, and of course 100% is the maximum, so we can't do more than 100%. and at the moment 72. So everything is fine at the moment, reducing. Usually afterwards the price should go up and they start to distribute again. So everything looks very controlled, and it looks like really they are distributing. And that's something that's wondering me. Why distribute at 16,800? Distribution could happen, for example, when they need the current price and they want to maintain the current price. The only idea behind could be just to let capitulate all the miners. We still have in mind that the World Economic Forum, and I don't know what the name of the foundation is, but they are demanding a change from proof of work to proof of stake consensus on Bitcoin. Of course, many Bitcoin fans and maximalists out there are absolutely against of that, because then Bitcoin would, in my opinion, also just be one crypto token. Where would be the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin then? I would say Ethereum would have even more advantages because of the smart contracts than Bitcoin. The good thing on Bitcoin is partly that due to the proof of work, it gives you a much more decentralized character. But if the idea behind is to let capitulate miners, because to let vote for such a change of the code, they need the votes of the miners as well. So if you let them capitulate, for example, and they have to leave the market, it's clear that's easier to realize such a code change in case of. It's just a theory, but I don't see at the moment why. I don't see any kind of aggressive dump action. So it seems it's not, the main goal is not to let capitulate retailers. So if I'm right, we will maintain that price and go even lower to let them capitulate even quicker. And that would, at least for me, explain why they are still distributing at 17K. Because that's really a low level. But of course, I mean, they accumulate in 2018, 2019 at lower prices, so they are still making money with that. However, the Wells ratio, 30 hours moving average, lifted up, declined, lifted up. It's declining. We are one again touching 80. Everything above of, we had in the past 86. Usually when we are going up to 90, it's very critical, and usually it means something big is going to happen. I don't see at the moment nothing related to that. The only thing, what I see here, for example, that looks like someone cashed out. And that's the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges. And I mean, I'm receiving via whale alerts several times in a day, 50, 60, 70 millions outflows, stablecoin outflows from Binance. Each alert. So yeah, some people are really cashing out, and I can't tell you why. If they know something that we are missing, if they have insider information, if they know we will go to 13K and they just want to sell everything right now and are selling since last year November just to buy the dip at 13, 12, 10, 8, 5,000, I really don't know. But the metrics are indicating that we are not done yet. Now we can go up, just go more down, but that's it. And at the moment, Bitcoin in a very accurate way following SPY. And I have mentioned to you, I have warned that I hope that Bitcoin will decouple, because otherwise We will go down very hard. Equities doesn't look great. SPY, SPX doesn't look good. DXY looking better. If it's still expecting the big, well, not a huge rally, but at least like a relief rally to go up. And I'm still waiting to have a retest from our current year highs. So we will see. But at the moment, also here, stablecoin supply reducing more and more and more. However, I'm a little bit skeptic about the stablecoin supply indicator here by CryptoQuant. We are done. Let us go forward. So, flow activity. Let us check about the flow activity. For today in the morning, they started to send 1,000 bitcoins, actually twice today, and in almost 4 hours, they sent 2,000 bitcoins. And since then, it's really declining a lot. 400 bitcoins here, 300, 400. So we are talking about almost another 1,000 bitcoins and 4 hours. So it's absolute nothing, peanuts. But if we are, I mean, that's absolutely not realistic. It's a big market. It's not a huge market, but it's a big market. We have a lot of retailers active, even much less than just a few months ago. And even whales, I mean, by the dip, push up a little bit, let retailers push the price a little bit more up, and then start to distribute. I'm just wondering why the volume is reducing. So if we have less actors playing in the market, of course, also the volume has to decline. That's pure logic. I mean, except these actors are starting to buy more in volume. It seems that's not the case. Also here, outflows reducing a lot. I mean, that was here the maximum today, 600 bitcoins. So I'm not really, everything looks very under control. And that's why it feels like it's just one person trading here. But of course it's not. We'll see. It can take a little bit. We have next week FOMC and so on. I guess we will have a front run, means we should go up to liquidate all the shorts and to try to liquidate all at least late shorts and then go down. And that's something we will see, right? So we are also done here. Let us go to the next chapter. So the funding rate. The funding rate started to lift up here, indicating they were demanding longs, while the price went up a little bit, as you see, but that was really peanuts. And afterwards it started to decline. Makes sense, because it, from here it went up. Afterwards it declined even more. And since then looks very relatively flat. So what it's doing is it's a positive trend, but nothing big. So the funding rate at the moment just lifting up once again. So some people indicating and expecting the price should go up. Open interest declined a lot, and leverage ratio as well. If we start to zoom out, we will see that nothing has changed. Open interest declined even more. It's not recovering. So it means big guys, gamblers or whatever, are leaving the future market as well. And that's the cash cow for exchanges. So we will see how that will end. But if they are not making money, even here, stablecoins flow activity related to derivative exchanges, 126 million. It's nothing. Bitcoins, derivative exchanges, also here, at the maximum today, 1,500 bitcoins, even less than just a few days ago, where we had 2,300, where I said that's low. Now it's reducing even more, and that's, I don't know. I don't think that's healthy for exchanges, to be honest. We can see the aggregated open interest declining, also the leverage ratio. So they are just closing positions and not making new ones. So, in my opinion, they are living. Also here, we can see that funding rate maintains at its level, so nothing happening here. Even liquidations, just yesterday we had almost 564 bitcoins and long liquidations, 86 in short, so also here nothing big. And if we check Binance, for example, we see also here, maybe let me refresh the site. Oh, okay, it was actually refreshed already. So on Binance, we see that the funding rate is in a positive trend, indicating they are demanding more loans. But, open interests and leverage ratio went down, and they are still here not recovering at all. I mean, a little bit, but nothing big, absolutely nothing, and matches to the other data. So if we check now blockchain whispers, we see that, we still have 60 to 40 in favor of long. So people really indicating we should see a push up. It's possible to go back to 17,000, maybe a little bit more, 17.1, 72, and to go down once again. So that's also something we need to see. But at the moment, even Ethereum looks similar, 59 to 41, and shorts on Bitfinex lifting up a little bit, increasing, but nothing big. So let us check what's happening here to the Kingfisher. Perfect. So related to Kingfisher, a lot of things changed. Liquidation volume lifted up from 35 millions to 50 millions. However, now it looks very similar, everything. So now we have a liquidation cluster for shorts between 17,000 and 17,100, so it would match. But on the other side, 16.7 to 16.5. So it's so tiny that we can go up to go down and liquidate both sides. But if we want to liquidate big, then we need just to push up very hard in one direction. It doesn't matter. So we need to go above of 20,400 or go below 15,500. And that's the big question here. At the moment, more shorts coming in, extremely low leverage. So here's the biggest one. And the biggest one on longs will be here between 14 and 15. So in my opinion, the most realistic part will be that here. So go once again and hitting 15K. Still something I'm expecting, but I mean, they love to liquidate the shorts before to go down. Okay, we are done here. Let us go to the next one. So, as usual, Binance, BTC USDT pair here, the aggregated here. We have here right now Bitcoin collateral futures, they are longing it seems, and also stablecoin futures, also here it seems they are longing. If we start to zoom out, the whole picture is going to become more clear for us, like we see here. So market traders extremely bearish because they are selling. They are absolutely selling, and it correlates very well to the aggregated as well. even here you can see they were shorting all the time, and right now it seems stabilizing and even lifting up a little bit, but nothing big, absolutely nothing big happening here. So if we check right now Bitfinex and BTC USD, we can also here zoom out and we see that these guys lifted up, distributed a little bit, then lifted up once again. Here they sold, but nothing big, and now stabilizing. So different, completely different to the aggregated one. Why? Well, because usually Coinbase, but mostly Binance is the main driver due to the volume they are trading on their marketplace. If we go forward, we can see Kraken. You remember Kraken were extremely bullish, and something has changed. I don't know why, but they were buying here, distributed, lifted up, declined, and now also here stabilizing, but nothing big. Also here it looks completely different to the aggregated one. That's now Bybit. If we check now Bybit, also on Bybit extremely bearish. Market traders here selling, 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 selling. Nothing big in volume. We have a volume delta then of 500 bitcoins in few days, so absolutely not big, but yeah. And Coinbase, well, that's something we know from Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the most, with Bybit, one of the most bullish exchanges when it comes to the CBD. So they pushed up, declined. That's what the price did. They pushed up, declined. So the price went up and declined, and now pushing up. They trade with more volume there, at least if we check this minimum here and the current maximum, we can say that, yeah, it's almost 500 bitcoins in 3 days in volume delta. It's not big, but you know. So Bitstamp, oh no, that's Bitstamp. Bitstamp is extremely bullish, not Bybit. I don't know if Bybit maybe as well, but they have much more volume here on Bitstamp, and also indicating completely different to the aggregated one. I mean, if we check that aggregated to here, it's almost 5 days, in 3 days, that's a volume delta of almost 13,000 bitcoins. I mean, that's a lot. That's really a lot. However, on Bitstamp, they did just in 5 days a volume delta of almost 1,700 bitcoins. So that's not, it's much more than Coinbase. So much more bullish traders there. And last but not least, Gimini. Gimini also was looking bullish related to CBD. It went up, afterwards it declined, and it's lifting up once again. Also here, as you see, due to the scale, nothing big. We are talking about maybe 200, 250 in volume delta. That's absolutely peanuts. That's nothing. So if we check the entities now, and that's what we are going to do next, we can see retailers here maintaining, those here lifting up. So those who have 1 to 10 bitcoins in their wallets are accumulating more. These guys here also accumulating more. I mean, it's not big, but it's the second biggest entity, and that's you know. So these guys have 10 to 100 bitcoins in their wallets. It's so not that bad. I mean, since June, they started to accumulate and did 140,000 bitcoins. It's not that bad. And as mentioned, it's the second biggest entity. So the first one is the market maker, as usually, but if they keep doing it, they will, yeah, it looks like, they will be the first one, the biggest entity then, because the market maker is reducing more. And they lift it up a little bit, but however, these guys here, as usual, making quick profits. So buying the dip, go up to $300, start to distribute once again. Market makers mentioned, they maintain their low level of 4,600,000. Just for those to remember, these guys had 5,330,000 bitcoins October 20th. So it's more than 1 year ago. And or if we check, for example, what happened since January, even there they had 5,190,000 bitcoins. Now they have 4,600,000 bitcoins. So 500,000 less bitcoins in their balances. That's crazy. And as you know, these guys are the market makers, so they drive the market usually. If they start to accumulate like last year in summer, you can be sure we will see a bull run. If these guys are not accumulating and instead reducing balances, they use OTC, centralized exchanges, also derivatives, just to drive the market. So I would be also very careful here. Yeah, so even here to the fund flow, not indicating anything. We will check that now. But yeah, nothing. Just 130 bitcoins here, then 219 bitcoins here. It looks like really that the market maker entity is only then very active to avoid that the price can go up too much. Or just to distribute, like they did here, for example. Now we had 1,500 bitcoins. When I have seen that, I missed that at the first moment, but then the price went up to reduce. Now someone could say, but Inspo, 1,500 bitcoins, it's nothing. Yeah, you are right, it's nothing. But they need to use different channels to drive the market. It's not, you can't drive the spot price via derivative. You can't drive the market, for example, only with OTC. You need to use different channels to drive the market. And that's what they are doing with success. So everything else, market activity looks extremely bad. Extremely bad. I mean, we are talking here about 2018 activity levels. Miners not doing anything, and yeah, that's it. What we can see is here, we can see that we received here once again big volume in inflows. Afterwards the price dumped, and right now nothing. I mean, it looks very neutral here, maybe a little bit more green than red, so I guess that the balances are reducing a little bit, not big, but a little bit. Yeah, I'm right. So you can see that here it's reducing, nothing big, but it's reducing a little bit. So yeah, also here a nice indicator when you see such kind of, off bar and someone is sending big, something should happen very soon, and afterwards that happened here. So yeah, BTC in and outflow, always very important and interesting. We can check the volume, exchange volume. Oh yeah, very low. Yeah, very low. Usually then it should go down and then we should see something. I guess because exchanges want to attract players. Otherwise, if it maintains flat, nothing is happening in the market. Even the the last retailer would leave the market. Okay, that's it. Let us go forward. So on Coinbase, nothing changed. Absolutely nothing changed. We still have everything like, they just introduced another wall here at 16,100, but this here at 17.5 is still waiting there, but nothing have changed. Absolutely like nothing happened. And yeah, you can see they are really, I don't know if you can see that on Binance. We will see that on a better way, but it looks very, it looks Coinbase buying here more than selling. So if the price goes down, it's like a trap. They absorb them, and that's why the price maintains. But you see that the sell pressure is higher. Passive buyers absorbing from market sellers. Deribit, nothing. Still at 16,600 waiting, or otherwise in 18, but absolutely nothing happening here. Bitstamp, 16k, otherwise 89, and the biggest one are still here. So they are expecting something, but I can imagine if we have next week a very bad data and even interest rate decision is higher than expected. I'm not expecting 75 bps. Even I think they talked about 25 to 50 bps, and at the end it will be 50 bps. It wouldn't surprise me if they make even 25 bps. You remember when we have started to hike rates, they started with 25 bps, and all of the people were saying just like that you really want to fight inflation. So I don't know what's behind. I mean, the market looks strong. They can even make 75 bps. You remember also a few months ago, I was expecting 50 bps to give the market a little bit, just a break, to breath. And instead, they went directly very aggressive to 75 bps. So they have everything to go to 75 bps, even if inflation is declining. Just to make it clear, I don't see, of course, 100 bps on the table, but it wouldn't surprise me to see. So the most realistic scenario would be 50 bps. I think that would be, make a signal and say, listen, guys, 75 bps not, because, inflation is declining, even not that much, but declining a little bit. On the other side, we still have inflation and the economy is strong. So we can make 50 bps. That would be the most realistic and logical step. But 25 bps and 75 bps are on the table. 25 bps and the market will go up. Yeah, then we will have a Christmas rally, even if it takes just 2 weeks, and then we will nuke. But or 75 bps, in that case we will nuke directly. We will go down very hard. So something I really don't know. Wall Street is very quiet at the moment, so they are not spreading any narrative at the moment related to the Fed, and so we will see. Bitstamp, as mentioned, just waiting there, so they are still expecting something, it seems, to a lower price. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Binance. Well, on Binance looks a little bit different. We have at 17.8, for example, a big sell order. Another one at 19. You can see all the way up a lot of sell orders. But of course, they removed liquidity. However, they are still here waiting. Here, much than in other levels between 20,500 and 12,000. Sorry, 12,000 to 20,500. It's not new at all. So they started to introduce all these since we received or reached that level at 15.5. They reinforced that wall here at 16k, but you know, that's it. We have here right now, you can see that here and here they are maintaining the price. That's why the price is not doing anything. We maintain a very tiny trade range. One of them has to disappear to go up or down. However, they are limiting the way at 16.5 as well here. So even if we go down, I guess we will maintain at 16,500 first. As the next step would make sense because we have a POC there. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, the same what we have here, they have here between 17.4 or something. So everything looks extremely well controlled. Bitfinex spot, nothing. They are waiting here at 16.2, otherwise at 15.8, and started here some new walls, but nothing big. And here at the same time you can see a lot of sell orders to the way up, a lot. So also here we would see OKEX spot, nothing. Kraken doing exactly the same like Binance. Here and here limiting, so the price don't do anything. And as you see, nobody is pushing up to trigger the sell orders. Instead, they are much more going down to trigger the buy orders. New wall at 16.2, and that's it. Much more sell orders to the upside at 18, 18.5. So as mentioned, go up and then go down sharp and making a new low. Bybit, nothing. BitMEX, waiting at 17.5. That's it. Binance futures, well, also here nothing have changed. Absolutely nothing. They are also here waiting and also here controlling the price, so really absolutely nothing happening. We check, for example, until here. Yeah, we have more shorts placed than longs between 15.8 and what was that? No, not 15.8. Between 17.3 and 16.4. So peanuts. Bitfinex derivatives right now shorting. Interesting. Okay. Kraken futures. Not doing anything here as well. OKEX futures. OKEX futures shifted its 28k buy, well, long order to 16.5. So nothing big here. Binance OKEX swap selling and still with 1,600 bitcoins at 16.4. And Bybit USDT pair, BTC USDT, nothing. Okay, that's it.